everybody, I'm back at it. The E30, look how freaking good. I want single stage paint. I'm gonna single stage paint all my cars. There's no orange peel. The car is super flat. Look how good that thing looks. Let me close this door. So I finished EXO up this weekend. Car's nice and cured. First of all, the quality of this car, I mean, they must have spent, BMW, the raw cost of this was probably a lot more than what they sold it for. Doors are stouter, the glass is insane, the quality of the glass. Now, I'm not pitching you, I don't want one of these, but it is a pretty freaking cool machine. It's been fun to live with it and experience it. This is how I like to experience a car. I like to get it, take it all apart, clean it all up, dial it all in, really just get to spend some time with it. I like it more than, dare I say, driving it. So anyway, so today's project, I've already done several of the wheels. If this was my car, I would probably consider dismounting the tires and have the wheels, I would probably do aftermarket wheels on this car, but there's some stuff that isn't gonna come off. And so they are, I'm cleaning them up a little bit and coating them so they will look a little bit better, but there's some like deeper rusting and I guess, some stuff that just isn't going to come off. But we're going to clean it up a little bit. I'll show you how to do that. The tires, remember, it's got the goop on it even after deep cleaning it with some Shine Supply Wise Guy. So we're going to clean that up here. And these S drives don't have a lot of nibs, but there's a couple of nib spots. So anyway, we're going to do this here quickly today, and then we'll see how much time we have. We may be able to jump into the leather, vinyl, whichever it is, I'm not really sure. If you didn't watch the previous video, what we did is, I promise it's not winter time, I just got out of the cold plunge. I'm a little chilly. But if you didn't watch the first video, what I did was I cleaned them up with CarPro D-Scale, and then we did a iron removal with Armor's iron removing whatever spray, and then I cleaned the tires with Shine Supply Wise Guy diluted 1-to-1. And so now this is what we're left with. And so to start, I'm going to try to get all this nastiness off the tires. I'm not going to try, I'm going to do it. So we got mineral spirits to start with. Just from Home Depot, simple stuff. I'm going to take a beater towel because I'm basically going to ruin the towel. And I'm going to pour a bunch of mineral spirits on, and then I'm going to go to town. Now, I found, I don't know what it is, but I found that if I just clean my tires with mineral spirits, by the way, I learned this, I need to honor the source here, I learned this from Auto Fanatic, Phil and his detailing channel. He's a mineral spirits only guy, he doesn't dress tires. He just cleans them with mineral spirits periodically. So I've converted truck tires. I don't dress anymore. So on the Raptor and on the Rivian, I don't dress the tires. I just do a mineral spirit cleanup occasionally, and then I'll follow sometimes with Terminator. So if you're doing just mineral spirit cleanup, I do find that then my tire dressing doesn't tend to work as well. But there's something magical about the whatever solvent or oil that the mineral spirits leave behind, or the Terminator leaves behind. It makes it accept tire dressing really well. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a couple of trials with the mineral spirits, and then we're going to follow with Terminator. So, but I need to get this, looks like long-term business off of here. You know what works well is this. We have these in the store, skin wedge tool. I use this for all kinds of stuff. So put a little mineral spirits Let's try some Terminator. Be careful with Terminator spraying it, especially if you have a black wheel. You generally I don't like to spray it directly on. Jeez. Maybe that's not coming off. There it goes. Okay, there's one. I mean, you could do this with your thumbnail, but it's a lot easier to do it with somebody else's thumbnail. Oh man, there's another one. I'm a sucker for clean tires, so put in a little effort in the beginning, and then they'll stay clean for a long time. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh shoot, it's still there. Now, this one's cleaned up pretty well, so one application seems to be pretty good, mineral spirits. So now, in order to get it to accept my tire dressing really well, that's where this stuff works. Just find a new spot on the towel, spray it right on there. So now it's not as black and gross. Now, we're clean. And I'll just do a quick little, I'm not super concerned about the back, but just for peace of mind, I'll just do a quick little wipe. Okay, so that towel is pretty much toast. These are like $1.90, so, you know, I do like 2 wheels per towel. Now, this part, what I found, so if you look at the inside of this sucker, it's not great. And so I tried doing, on the first wheel, what I did was I tried to clay it, didn't do squat. Tried to polish it, didn't do squat. So this is just, I'm gonna wipe some of it off, but it's pretty much donezo. So it's just gonna look like this. But we can clean it up a little bit. Let me grab another throwaway towel. So these are the rip and rag towels. And then this one, I'm not even gonna throw in the garbage because this freaking Ulex will kill brain cells. So I'm using CarPro Ulex. Be careful with this. If you had black wheels or, you know, I just tested it. I did a test spot to see, make sure it doesn't like strip off. So this is an adhesive remover from Koshkemi. But watch, that'll clean up some of this. It's the only thing I found that did any kind of dent in some of the old crap. But I like that smell, Mike. You're ready to, this is the kind of stuff that may get you high. It's gnarly. So I try to work with this quickly and then get it out of the room and get the cap back on it. It's nasty. It works really well. See, look at it. It's cleaning it up pretty decently. But again, I did polish the first wheel and didn't do squat. This was the only thing that put it, like this staining here is not coming off. And do yourself a favor. When I'm done with this towel, I go throw it outside. So that helped a little bit. And then when I've been doing this here, flip my towel around. You're gonna be careful because, you know, some wheel finishes may not respond well to this. Let's see, it's not totally cleaning up the built up, 40 years of brake dust. Yeah, this car's almost 40 years old, isn't it? 36. Now, I don't know how well the coating is going to respond to this Ulex, and so I'm going to do an alcohol cleanup after I do this part. So first thing to try when you have wheels, older wheels, is clay. So get an actual piece of clay out. Second thing to do would be, after you've clayed it, to polish it, which is annoying. Like, how am I going to polish some of this stuff? I do have a tool from Flex that can get in there if I wanted to try that, but the polishing didn't do squat. These are too stained, too far gone. And then get out a sledgehammer like this adhesive remover Ulex, and you can try that. So, but usually if your wheels aren't as old as these, and it's not terrible, and we'll show you the other ones on the car, it doesn't look bad. Not as good as we're gonna get. So now let's go throw this outside, put the cap back on, and put these away now. We don't need these. And I'm gonna use Rupes Reveal Strong. You want to be careful with this too. And then I'm just gonna. So this is an isopropyl alcohol solution that is prepping my wheels to accept the coating. So really what I'm looking for with the coating in the future, from here on out, is to make the wheels easier to clean, because these wheels are freaking annoying to clean. Look at all those little cracks and crevices. But first, I'm going to dress it. I'm going to put the tire dressing on. That way I'm not slopping the tire dressing on the newly coated wheel. And I'm going to use our new tire dressing applicator. It comes in this freaking sweet box. Look at that. Obsessed Garage, Detail Factory, co-branded. And look at the hexes on the little rubber thingy. Now, this is an interior bristle. And so I loved the curve ball. I've got that curve ball thing. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this stupid thing in the interior? And so I was like, let's just ruin it. Let's see how it'll do with tires. And so these bristles are pretty light and flexible, which I like, because then it gets in all the cracks and crevices. But when you're using this brush, this is why we put the rubber here, I'm gonna use it with my fingers, kind of holding the brush together, because when you go with these really thin bristles, I wanna hold the brush, because otherwise it will work, but it kind of sweeps around a bit more than I'd like. And so I tend to hold it here and control it, and then I can let it fan out or bring it back together. So just a little tip from me to you. Shake up your dressing. I take it like this. Spray it on the surface of the bristles. That's about as much as you need. Now I'm gonna my first tire dressing application, I'm gonna over coat it, and make it real shiny, and I want it to kind of set up for a day or so, and I'll show you those have been sitting for a day, and now I'll wipe the excess. I don't like shiny tires, but it's gonna be shiny for a couple of days until we get our base layer built, if you will. So to me, tire dressing, there's lots of companies that make these permanent dressings. They just don't work very well. Tire dressing, to make your tires look nice and matte and simple, clean, takes a little work. I've got to do what I just did with that prep work. The Terminator, something about the solvent left over from the Terminator makes it accept this tire dressing really well. And then occasionally, like once every 3 months or so, I'll go and I'll Terminator again. But then what I don't want to do is I don't want to strip my tire dressing off. I just want to surface clean it. And so that's where Brake Buster in a foam cannon or in a spray bottle works really well. And so see this really thin, soft, light interior type brush just gets in all those cracks and areas. And so when you're using a stiffer, normal applicator, it's hard to get it in those areas. And then what I'll do is I'll put a little bit extra, oops, sorry Mike, put it there. And then I'll take the bristles and I'll sweep like this. And the reason I'm dressing the tire first is because I am getting some on the surface of the wheel. And I'll just wipe it off. That's it. So this is a lot shinier than I would like. but I want it to, I don't know what it does, seep in or do whatever it does. And then I'll come back and I will wipe it off like tomorrow or a week from now or whenever I get to it. And I never clean my brush. All I do is this. And I do this after every tire. That's it. Just go throw it on the shelf. Piece of cake. And this is Obsessed Garage tire dressing, and I put it in a Press-All bottle because it's freaking awesome. Hey everybody, I'm gonna interrupt this video for a second. So new, we call this the underline shirt. We have it in green. We have it in this kind of nifty little sort of weathered looking red finish. This is on a new shirt. The base blank is from a company called Castafel. It has like a reinforced neckline and stuff. It's really freaking cool. I like these shirts a lot. It's 60-40, 60% cotton, so it's a little bit softer than our normal 50-50s. They run a little bit bigger, except for this color seems to run a little smaller. But anyway, I'll keep working on my fitness level so I can wear smaller shirts. Anyway, back to the video. So, Armor wheel coating. This is I think the best wheel coating that exists. It's freaking awesome. And then let me grab an applicator and we're gonna put it on. And so I like to do the barrel first. And so again, I mean, the wheels aren't perfect, but this is pretty typical. Goop some of this on there. This stuff is really thick. It's kind of grabby. It's not an amazing install experience like CSL XO. So I'm gonna pick a position where I know where I started. But this frickin' wheel coating is amazing. Like world-class frickin' awesome. It's available in the Obsessed Garage store as well. Shameless plug. Made by my friend Bradley Nielsen, who owns Naples Auto Armor, and he's created his own line of products called Armor. Sometimes you just get it right, and he nailed it with this. Yeah, it's just so grabby. Because the barrel is kind of porous and this is grabby, I'm just kind of buffing it on there, which normally a coating you would just do a gentle sweep. And we'll do the back of the wheel as well. This stuff is thick. It doesn't really like to even come out of the dropper. But I'm telling you, it's worth it. These wheels are so many freaking little cracks and crevices and my fingers start hurting. I'm trying to apply. That's it. Okay, and then I'm gonna take a towel. And then this is where when the grab leaves, that's when you know you've leveled it. So it's grabby, and then when it goes smooth, then you know you've leveled it enough. You're also going to ruin this towel too. But I use the single towel for all four wheels. This is a Rag Company Creature. I call it our wax removal towel, but on wheels, especially these wheels with all these little cracks and crevices, I like the higher pile towel. But most of the time I prefer the low pile. Also, this silver wheel and then of all the patina and stuff on it, there's nothing mission critical about this. But if this was a black wheel, you'd be like getting lights out and looking at all angles. You don't leave any high spots here. You're never gonna see anything. I'm pretty sure I've got 98%, but we don't have to micromanage it on this type of wheel condition it's in. So now I want to stay organized, so I'm going to come off of the valve stem, start there, do the entire face first, do the lip, then do the outer lip, and the inner lip, and then I'm going to try to kind of get the face. Okay, and then I'm going to do the inside here. I think I need a little bit more. It looks like I'm putting a lot on the towel, but it's thick, so it doesn't come out on every single drop. Okay, so then I'm going to start down here and make my freaking fingers hurt. One little crack at a time. This is an applicator from Auto Fiber, a little piece of microfiber with a like a plastic backing to it so it doesn't run through. This is the single-sided version. He has a two-sided version too. This is tricky because you can't, on this silver, you can't even really see it, whether it's wet or dry. Okay, and we go in the same order that I installed it, wiping it off. Again, you can feel the grabby, and then when the grabby wipes away, then you're level. Obviously, you got to take the wheel off the car if you really want to do it right. Remember, I started at the valve stem, so once I get back to the valve stem, then I'm done. I'm telling you, this shiny is going to go away. And even if you left the shiny, it won't sling. There's no like old school goop that slings all over the place. In fact, you know, if I go like this, there's no black. No gross. Yeah, the OG tire dressing has some version of it's from B&B blending, same company, you know, Adams owns B&B. The company that owns Adams owns B&B. But it's a freaking awesome product. I keep trying different ones and it's the best one I found. Okay, so that's done. Let's put it on the car. So that's it. Single coat. If you're like hardcore daily driver and you got some nasty brake dust, maybe you'd consider doing 2 coats. But like my GT3 and stuff, I do 1 coat. It's fine. It's perfect. Oh, I do want to do this as well. Clean it up first. You don't have to have a reveal. You can use Carpro Eraser. You can use isopropyl alcohol from Walgreens. I would dilute isopropyl alcohol, say like 50-50 or something like that. You can actually see it on the black. Boom. That's it for 1 second. Wipe this off. So this armor wheel coating has some pretty insane hydrophobics. The water behavior is awesome, but it's high temp. It's a high solids coating is why it's so darn grabby, but it holds up for a long time and holds up extremely well. You know, I used to put CSL XO on my wheels, but it doesn't last very long. This will last a long time. All right, let's put it on. And I'll show you the wipe off of the others. Put our wheel guides on, make it easier. These are from Schwaben. I think I got them from ECS tuning. This car's gonna drive a lot better now that it's clean. We all know that. And then I got this amazing Koken. So these plastic things are easily replaceable. They're like $1.50 or something like that, because these things always get jacked up. It's much thinner walled than most. And so this is the 17 mil version. Really cool. I'm gonna have these in the store here shortly. So again, I'm gonna leave this dressing on here for a day or so. But the other wheels I did this weekend. We'll have to tighten it when we get it on the ground. It's freaking awesome. Love it. Okay, let's wipe the other one off, and then we gotta start working on the interior. So it won't change much. I'm just gonna wipe a little bit of the sheen away. And then I like my tires look the best right after the first wash. So it's still a little shinier than I like, but after I do the first wash and then the first reapplication, then it gets me a nice, perfect satin look. And that's how I do tires. So it's all in the prep work. You know, I got to get the tires clean. I've got to get the tires ready to accept the tire dressing. And then from there, I've got to continue to build upon it. I don't want to strip it, so I don't want some heavy duty, I missed some nibs there. I don't want to do some crazy heavy duty tire cleaner on the tires. That's why I like the dual purpose brake buster, because brake buster does both wheel cleaning, rust inhibiting, and tire cleaning. But it's not a great tire cleaner, which is fine, because I don't want a great tire cleaner. I just want a basic tire cleaner that just gets the surface level dirt off. Apparently I forgot to get the red paint off of that one. We'll just pretend. So we'll leave this one alone. So that's how I do the wheels. Pretty simple, right? If your wheels are new, even easier. And it's great if you do have a source garage, if you have a wheel stand. I think, you know, there's a bunch of companies that have some Chinese knockoff version. It isn't as good as this, but like Adams has one. Polka Premium has one that's pretty nice, if you can find that in the US. The guy that started making these he has a real job, and he just quit doing them, quit making them. So I didn't have time to go and take it over from him. So that's the wheels. Let's talk about leather now.